And we're live.
It's so dark.
What's dark?
I don't know.
There's nobody here.
Mm-mm.
Hey, Sims50. What's up? Sorry I couldn't meet up with you this past week. You're probably the only one that's going to see this. Oh, wait. It says somebody's watching. Sound off in the comments so we know who's here. Let's see. We have this on. It's on live chat. Okay. What's the participants? What's that do?
Maybe I will be able to see it from here.
If you're here and you can hear us, tell us if you can hear us okay. If you're not here and you can hear us, that's interesting.
No, it's crooked. It's going to bug me. Crap, it's not straight. Fix it. I don't know why it would make a difference. The rest of my house isn't straight either.
There, how's that?
It's better than it was.
So there's 2 people watching, but nobody in the comments. Where's everybody at?
Dum, dum, dum. I said 5 minutes, and I think it was more like 2. We'll see.
There we go. Angela Lewis. Hey there. Hi, Angela. Since we have at least 1 person watching, but it says 2. You're not in there, are you?
No.
Okay. Welcome to episode 59 of the Dustin and Cassie Show, starring Dustin and she who is not paying attention, Cassie. We're going to go ahead and I guess get started. Man, I look really, really dark on there. If you see me looking up over that way, it's because we obviously have the TV on behind the laptop and the chat is over here. So that way we can read it nice and big over there.
I'm done. Well, I will probably have to turn mine on.
Why, you can't read that?
No. I can a little bit. It's far away.
I wonder if there's anything I do to fix that.
To make it bigger?
Yeah. I can't think of anything at the moment. Oh, well, no worries. Okay, so there's another person in there.
Come on, we're wasting time.
This week, it was a eventful week. I left on Sunday. Well, first of all, last week during the show, I was starting to feel sick to my stomach. And I kind of had like the symptoms of food poisoning, but I ate everything that everybody else ate, and there was nothing that I ate that no one else ate.
I just think you have a really sensitive. I think you've had it so much that your stomach is just super sensitive to certain foods.
I don't know what it was, but I was not feeling well after we left the Mutrias last week, and I was up like 4 times. Hey, Michael! I was up like 4 times.
Need to give all those details. Don't nobody want to know.
Saturday night, didn't sleep very well. Sunday, I had to leave and drive all the way up to Peoria, Illinois, and I started to feel better like around Springfield, so I thought, I'll get something to eat. I was starting to feel hungry. That was a bad idea. It hit me again.
Can't listen to his wife.
Yeah, I should have. Why does it look really grainy?
It's because it's so dark.
That's maybe why. Details. Yeah, Gina wants to know details.
He was up going to the commode.
So, and then I was planning on driving all the way up to. Yes, it is First Fruits. Happy First Fruits. I was planning on driving all the way to just south of where the customer is, like 5 miles south of the customer. There was a truck stop there. But when I got through St. Louis, I checked on the Trucker Path app, and it said that truck stop was already full. So I'm like, great. I'm like, well, I could just get there and maybe park alongside the fuel islands or on the end or something, or whatever. Kept on driving north, and my stomach was starting to bother me worse. So I pulled off.
Just saying.
I pulled off and what was the name of the town? I forget the name of the town. Like Williamston or Williamton or something like that. Illinois. I had to use the restroom, and like 3 trucks pulled off the highway ahead of me, and they all went into this little Speedway gas station, One of them went and got fuel. The other two backed into parking spots, and there was one parking spot left. So I'm like, I'm taking it. I was like, I'm an hour from my customer. It was already like 11 o'clock at night, I think it was. So I parked for the night, and I made like 3 trips into the bathroom. I ended up throwing up after I threw up. I felt better after that. And then by the next day, I was good to go. My appetite was back. My stomach was fine. What do you got? Oh. So made my delivery in Peoria, then delivered in St. Louis. Got back home that evening. 600 miles on the dot on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tuesday was
our Passover.
The right Passover.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just picking for all of you who did it on Wednesday and just harassing, no worries. So then Wednesday was come on. So Wednesday was the first day of unleavened bread for us.
So you were home?
So I was home. And then Thursday and Friday, I was back to work. I was supposed to train a guy Thursday and Friday. Well, I trained him on Thursday. And then this guy's worked for JB Hunt before. He's been driving truck longer than I have, more flatbed experience than I have in the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, like 2 days is going to be gravy. Well, I ended up doing, due to some circumstances of his stuff, we just did 1 day of training for him, cut him loose. And then, yesterday I just had, a load I could turn within the same day. So I delivered to Bentonville and down to Little Rock, drove back up. Well, interesting thing about some of these places that I go to where I deliver pipe, they are not allowing customers or truck drivers, for that matter, to go into their facility, even to use the bathroom. So that,
which I understand, like, to some degree, but I think it's ridiculous as like truck drivers. The reason I say that is because they need to have something for you to be able to go, because you don't have a bathroom in your truck. That's kind of stupid. So if you can't stop at a truck stop or stop, somewhere else to use the bathroom, because even truck stops are closing.
The place place in St. Louis I delivered to on Friday, I wanted to use the restroom, and they said they couldn't, company policy, they couldn't allow me. And so I told them, well, you better hurry up and get me unloaded then, because otherwise I'm going to go poop in your backyard. And the guy was like, man, you might as well go ahead, because the possums and raccoons do.
Tell me that. That's stupid.
Yeah. So then, okay, so Friday I got back, and Thursday night when I got off work, I went down to Springdale and went and looked at a lawnmower, because our lawnmower that we have, our riding mower, is not working right. I can't seem to get it to stay running.
I think it's just not meant for what we have.
Right. Well, even that, it's still not, it won't stay running. It'll run like 5 minutes and shut off. And we were having issues with it all last year. It might need a new carburetor. I don't know. I bought carbon choke cleaner, ran that through it, and it doesn't seem to be helping. So maybe it needs a whole new carburetor. I don't know. But I'm like, I'm tired of it. We've been fighting with it. Let's just get something different. So I went looking online, and I found this pretty nice Cub Cadet lawnmower. So I went and looked at it Thursday night, and it just needed a new tire on the front. Well, we just put two brand new tires on our other lawnmower. And so I'm like, okay, well, I can take care of that. No big deal. So then Friday when I got off work, my dad met me at the guy's place, and we took the mower deck off of it, and my dad brought his trailer. And so we just drove it up onto the trailer. I put the mower deck in the bed of my truck, brought it home yesterday, unloaded it. And then I got to start to changing the tires, and I got the one, took both the tires off of the other lawnmower, replaced the one that was flat, and like the other one, I looked at it, it had a plug in it. So I thought, well, we got 2 brand new ones, might have put it on there. So Scott came out and helped me, thankfully, because I was chasing the sun, trying to get this done before the sun went down. And we got it all done and fired it up, drove around the yard. It mowed great. So we got that. I mowed with it today a bit to see how it do, and it did good.
Normally, that's not something you would do on Shabbat, though.
No, but I mean, I don't look at it as riding around on a lawnmower is not really work. I don't normally do it, but am I laboring? Am I?
We'll agree to disagree.
Okay. I'm not getting paid to do it. And it's not like I'm out there. What?
Nothing. We'll agree to disagree.
Okay.
Because that's something we won't argue about. But
well, let's argue. Let's argue live.
No.
Hey, Dallas. Yeah, Gina's right. Everybody give a thumbs up. There's 6 people watching. I should see 6 thumbs up there.
But in the process, no, I'm not even gonna say that. Never mind. No. So yeah, so you got that done. That was. It's like a bittersweet thing for me because I'm glad that we have a lawnmower. However, I'm a little bitter because it came out of my baby fund.
Yeah, we'll have more money will be coming in. I'm not worried about that. It's not like you can go to the doctor for it right now anyway.
I know. I was told this week that I can't go until.
Hey, Zach. So, hey, Josh and Mel. Hey, Wee Tree.
So Eli was running a fever this week. Some friends that stayed with us last week had their kids had hand, foot, mouth, and Eli had been exposed to it from them. And so then Sunday night, Eli started running a fever. And then so I was like, oh, great. Now we're going to get hand, foot, mouth, which isn't a big deal. I mean, that's simple. We'll deal with it. Well, then his fever finally broke on Tuesday. But he never got anything on his hands, his feet, or his mouth. So I have no idea. I'm so over sickness and quarantine and all the crap that whatever. Yeah. So, but I did talk to my doctor this week, and she asked me if anybody had been running a fever, and I didn't even think about it. And I'm like, well, actually my son just started a fever last night. And so I explained to her what we were sure it was, and she says, well, because of everything going on, once he's fever free, he then it's 14 days after that before you are allowed to come into the office. So we were going to do stuff this month, but now because of that we can't do it. And then the lawnmower came up and we did that instead. So
but we need a lawnmower.
We did need a lawnmower, but
so
I need a baby
the
too.
one
just saying.
We'll get there, don't worry about it.
I know. I did start Eli, go get me the
tube. The lawnmower we did have was a yard machine.
It's amazing that all I said was that, and you knew exactly what I was talking about.
I did. Zach says, "Oh, run the nice for Wee Tree."
Not that.
That is not what she asked for.
And you don't throw things at me.
So the lawnmower we did have is a yard machine, 42-inch cut, 17.5 horsepower. This Cub Cadet that we got is a 25 horsepower. 50-inch cut. It actually has 3 blades on it instead of 2. So it's got mulching blades on it. And it'll handle our field and everything a lot better being able to mow that. So yes, we had to spend, money on it, but it was way cheaper than buying a brand new one. And it'll do a good job, I think.
So if you've watched Zach's videos in the past and
Zach who?
Then you have heard him talk about this astaxanthin, right? That's how you say it?
Astaxanthin, yeah. I think so.
So I started taking that.
Yes, astaxanthin.
I started taking that about 2 weeks ago. It was one of the things that Jamie actually told me, like she tried to convince me to take months and months and months and months and months ago in the summer. Last summer, she told me that she wanted me to take it because she said it was one of the things that helped her with her hormones.
Zach said makes red poop. LOL.
reality.
It
Yes,
looks like
does.
blood. I mean,
It stains anything it touches.
Look at that. It looks like blood. When she puts it in the capsules, it looks like a capsule.
I didn't clean it out, but it just is what it is. It looks so bad.
Sorry.
So, but I'll take and I wipe it off and stuff. But it just gets on things. It's just how it is. But it was one of the things that she had wanted me to take because of hormones. And yeah, I won't take
Is that better?
wait, what does she say? I can't read what it says. Does it say melatonin or metformin?
Stop taking melatonin if you do, just for now.
Oh, I don't take melatonin. So I started this about 2 weeks ago, and
did it make your poop red?
It did.
Does it continue to be red?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But the one thing is that like I was never regular, even with that part. I was never regular before. We're gonna go totally TMI. But
which regular are you talking about?
I was not regular in the poop department, and now I am. Just saying. It makes me go. So obviously some of you know about our fertility issues and things. And so just in the last 2 weeks, there's some things that I'm not sure if it's because of this or I'm not sure if it's because of something else. And so it will be interesting in the next month to see what happens. It's just reality.
Here you are getting after me about the baby fund, and maybe that stuff will correct all the issues and it won't even matter.
Yeah. But I still have to get my progesterone up.
The family-friendly platform.
All right, we're talking about poop.
Well, we talk about these things in our family, so I guess it's still family-friendly.
It's just what it is. I mean, it's normal, whatever, but it's what it is. So, yeah, I won't go into detail about the other stuff, but I'm hoping that this works. I'm actually giving it to Eli too, for different reasons. And so, he asked for it every day. So it will be something that we probably invest in. And I've been checking my blood sugars, and I'm going to continue to check them to see if it helps with that because it's supposed to. And so we'll see if that gets better. Thank you.
Julie asked if her face is red. Thank you for the prayers, Angela. We appreciate it.
So we'll see how it works. But that's that.
Have we talked about the training device that we got for Daisy?
No. So the family that was here, they had a golden retriever, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's what their dog was. So they had an electric collar. And I'm like iffy on them. I think that they have their purposes, but at the same time, for specific reasons, I'm very cautious about using them. However, we used theirs on Daisy a couple times, and she was like, she caught on quickly. So I went ahead and ordered one, and we put it on her. And
you got to stop playing on there because you're making this shake.
She all I have to do is hit the button for the noise, and she instantly stops whatever she's doing. If she's digging, she stops, and she won't go back to the digging wherever she's digging at until she knows I'm in bed. She doesn't bark. If she's in the house, because they come in the house periodically, if she comes in the house and I want them to go outside and she won't listen, all I do is hit that beep and she like takes off to the door and goes right outside. Like she's like, nope, done. Max, on the other hand, we can't seem to get it close to his skin.
Because it has 3 different functions. It has a beep function, it has a vibrate function, then it has a shock function.
Mm-hmm. And so we haven't used. I think we've only used the shock on Daisy with this one once.
I used it once.
Yeah, that's the only time. Like usually I can vibrate or beep and she's good.
Richie says, I just like those collars and I thought you had Dwell's trained better.
And so
that would make a funny video. Put the shock collar on me.
Oh my gosh. I would love to do that actually.
I'd be down for that as long as we record it.
Not right now, Eli.
Eli's going to go get it.
So, but Max, we cannot put it like it doesn't phase him. I had it up as far as it could go and it wouldn't.
I put that thing on there and tried to put it tight. It was like, because it's got two, prongs that stick out on it. And I put it up there tight, figuring it'd be up next to his skin. Hit the shock, nothing. He does
when it vibrates,
nothing.
He turns his head, but that's it. Like he doesn't.
It doesn't correct his behavior. He doesn't stop barking.
So
why is it not on Daisy?
Because he just took it off.
You just went and took it off?
After we said no.
After we said no? You want me to show it?
So
this is the collar. There's the two.
We trade.
What'd she say?
It wasn't even talking about that.
And then that's the remote for it.
Remote.
You can do multiple.
A while. We just have to, like, I don't want to shave Max's hair, but
was this on Daisy?
To. Yeah. Do not put
my neck's bigger than hers.
Does this work?
I would laugh if Eli would have been like, as I had it up there.
You would not have.
I probably would. Don't.
Turn it off, Eli. Turn the thing off before you accidentally do it. Go put it back on Daisy. So.
Dallas said, Eli, get the button.
So, but it does work. I mean, like, it's worked majorly with her. Max, yeah.
I don't know what the deal is with him. No, I don't think so, Weetree.
No. But I did have to take Max to the vet last week, and then he had to go back yesterday
for a
follow-up. And he has allergies. Like, we've been trying to figure out every year at this time. So
his ears start bugging him.
Yeah, I mean, they start bugging him probably around February, end of February, early March. And so I got to figure something out for allergies for this dog, because I'm not spending $300 every single time to take him to the vet to get medicine put in his ears.
Hey, Marcy.
All they do is put medicine in his ear. So it ends up costing us $300.
So figure out what the medicine is and order it online. Do they give you a prescription or no?
No.
Do they give you a bill that tells you what it is?
Nope.
I figured if it's allergies, maybe we could do like what they do for humans, and you feed them local honey that's made from the pollen that's bugging you, and you build up tolerance to it. Give him Benadryl. And then Josh and Mel said Q certain supplement or add apples to his dog food. Also make is that supposed to be concoction with nettle leaf and pour over his food.
I can't see it too.
Mercy says she has the same problem with 3 of her dogs. They can't have beef. Sounds like your dog is broken.
Here's the deal. Even the vet's like, he's such a good dog. And like, I would hate to have he really totally is worth the $300 it takes to fix it every year. But I don't want to spend that much. Like,
not if we can do something way cheaper that
last year, and plus I would rather do something natural anyways. Last year when I took him, I was able to actually go into the vet's office. This year we couldn't go into the vet's office. They came out and got your dog and took him inside. But last year,
hey Max,
they took and
come here. What you doing?
Yeah, baby money, exactly. So last year, he's wet. It's raining, y'all. So I can't
say hi to YouTube. Say hi to the YouTube people, Max.
I can't. Last year when I had to take him, It was so.
Yeah, he stinks like a wet dog.
Go put him back.
Go
outside.
put him back outside.
Yeah, good luck with that. Last year when I had to take him, I've said this 3 times now. No, I had to literally like put him right in my face.
It says your connection is unstable. Please wait while we try reconnecting.
So are we not live anymore?
I don't know. Somebody comment if you can still hear us. Michael, it just popped over there. A message that Michael says, "Oh, they can still hear us."
Okay.
Arsene popped up said our connections on Max outside.
He's not gonna go out there until
Max outside.
Look, he's like, I didn't even get to love on my mom. Hi. Hi. So last year I had to like literally put him in my face, and the vet's like, that's not safe, if like he could bite you, and I'm like, he's not gonna bite me. And so literally like I had his nose in my nose. I had his face in my face while she did everything, and he just stared at me and he was fine. She's gonna knock stuff over.
Outside, Daisy. Stop doing that. Daisy, outside.
Look, they don't listen because.
Why would he listen? He's like, you're rubbing my face. I don't want to go anywhere. Hey, Daisy. Hey, dear.
And
No, don't shock her. I said put that down. Then grab her and take her outside. Come on, outside.
You're gonna have to go because Max isn't gonna listen to you.
Outside. Okay. He needs to go that way though, so he doesn't knock the microphone down.
Yeah, good luck with that. He's just gonna come on the couch.
Max, come on. Come on, Max.
And that's what happens.
Let's go.
I said stop beeping it.
Y'all, this is.
Come on. Come on. Come on, Max. Outside. Max, come on. Max.
The entertainment is from the animals. So Max gets right in my. Max. Thank you, Amy. Max, go outside. Max, go on.
Max, come on. What are you doing? You're in my spot.
You too.
You had to pick him up. That's a 90-pound dog. Anyway, so that's how it rolls.
Now I'm off the floor from their footprints.
Anyhow, Max gets right in my face, and the vet's like, that's not safe. You shouldn't do that. I'm like, he's not going to bite me. And so I get him right in my face, and I just hold him, and he lets her do every single thing. As long as I was holding him and talking to him, he was perfectly fine. So last week, the people that were here, the Lapkas, their dog, it's a boy dog. He's not fixed. Max isn't fixed. And Max got out. And Max is running around perfectly fine. He went over to Teresa, and then their dog came over and was like smelling him. And then Teresa like moved, and their dog growled. And when their dog growled, Max went nutso. And so they started fighting. Well, you really shouldn't go after dogs if they're fighting, because there's like a 99% chance you're going to get bit.
So despite that, the 1% odds.
I'm like, he's not going to bite me. I know he's not going to bite me. As soon as I grabbed his collar and I said, Max, as soon as I grabbed it and said, Max, he instantly sat down and he stopped. and he was fine. He didn't growl. He didn't do anything. He stopped. But he had him by the throat and had him down on the ground. And so then I was like scared. I'm like, did he just like bite
You
their
mean Max?
dog?
Max had their dog. by
Yeah.
the
So
throat
then I'm
down
like,
the
did
ground.
he like? And so their owner got their dog and moved him, and I put Max in the house and got him to the backyard. But there was no marks or anything on him. But
Basically, Max just showed him who was boss. He wasn't, threatening, trying to hurt him. He just grabbed him by the neck and put him down, like, stop.
Yeah, but as soon as I grabbed him, he stopped. I'm like, he's not gonna bite me. And so he's a really good dog. He's worth the $300, but it's a pain in the butt to have to spend that money on him when it could go towards other things, like babies
Or guns.
or babies.
Or guns. Well, here's something for you to read. You might work extra money. I'll have to check.
So,
Send that to me in an email if you would, please, Wheatree. Otherwise, I'll lose this in the comments and forget about it.
anyhow, so we're pretty much staying quarantined now. With Eli hasn't shown any symptoms of anything. He's been fine. So we are, but we're still staying home just to be safe.
Well, y'all are. I'm not.
Yeah, when I go to town and stuff, if I have to go to the grocery store or anything like that, I leave Eli in the car. We've been taking Max, and Eli goes in the car with Max. So, because I'm not, no, I'm not calling any guns babies. So yeah, but he's not quarantined. It's just what it is. But you take stuff with you, and you're cautious. You're supposed to be anyways. Whether or not he does it is another story. I'm sure you're not as careful as I would like you to be.
I shook that guy's hand that I bought the lawnmower from, and he's in the medical field. Anyway.
Are you serious?
Am I serious? What?
You really did?
Yeah, I really did.
Did you wash your hands?
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Did you wash your hands afterwards or put on guard
when I came home?
Okay. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm sure he washed his hands. I did the cough for effect, Wheatree. I haven't had a.
It's funny, but it wouldn't be funny if his wife got sick.
It wouldn't be funny if I got sick either.
No, it wouldn't be.
But there's more chance of me getting sick than you because I have way more exposure than you do.
Yeah, but then you bring it home. Anyways. He's supposed to take extra caution, but he doesn't. Apparently he doesn't.
I used the On Guard that you gave me.
Did you use it after you?
No, because it's in the truck where you told me to have it at. And I wasn't in my semi-truck after I met with the guy. I came home.
Okay.
Anyway. So what else do we have to talk about for this week?
Nothing.
We got something. We've only got 3 thumbs up and there's 9 people watching. Come on, there's 6 of you that need to step up the game.
This video either. Stop. You're gonna annoy me.
My husband goes to work 4 days a week, delivering all the hospitals here.
Here's my deal. I do think that it's there. The potential's there. It may not be. And I'm not convinced that I didn't have it back in February when I got sick for so long and so many days. That being said, I still think that it's smart to be careful, and especially when you have a family at home. And he's out delivering things, whatever. His job is essential. you need to be cautious. And you need to take it seriously. That's all I'm saying.
I told you need to stop doing that on the table because you're shaking this. Okay? Hey, JD. Hey, Steven. You guys just missed all the dogs were in here. Anyway, anything else to talk about?
No.
You bought some stuff yesterday.
I bought shelves yesterday.
She bought a shelf, one of like plastic shelf things. It's over here in front of the window for putting all the seedlings on so they can all get sun.
So they would stop going back and forth between every place.
Who is JAL627? I remember seeing you last week, but I can't remember who you are. And if you don't want to put it in there and you're on Facebook, send me a message on Facebook.
He has a wrench, so you know who he is.
I know who it is, but I can't
Wrenched
remember.
him.
I wrenched him. Whoever they are. Oh, it's Josh. That's right.
I also bought a shelf for the bathroom to help because I'm tired of clutter on my sink. And there's no shelves in there.
And it was the perfect space to fit between the sink and the tub.
Yeah. So.
And you gave them a wrench?
So we're trying to get the garden finished.
Hear thunder.
Yeah, it's gonna storm. It's supposed to storm pretty good too. I guess that's it. No long debates.
Our dryer's still acting up.
Doesn't work. We need a new dryer too.
I think the timer thing is messed up on because it'll run and then it just shuts itself off. Kenny seems to think that's probably the timer. But
I'll be going to my father-in-law's this week to do laundry.
East of Harrison, that's out where Papa Pepper lives.
But isn't that on the other side of us?
Yeah, that's that way. Out towards where Papa
Zach
Pepper
said
lives.
it's raining there. It always goes
Hey,
around
Kathy.
us. It always goes around us. Typically, most of the time. So, it's technically first fruits.
Yeah?
So, we'll start the countdown to Shavuot.
Yeah.
Did you have to think about that?
Because it would have started, well, this
Well, we'll count
Sabbath
down
had
then.
just finished. It would be the first Sabbath.
Yeah.
Right?
What is the countdown again? How long's the countdown?
Ew, it's been cold. It got cold last night. I didn't turn the heat on either. I woke up, it was 50-something up in here.
By the way, Michael, I still have that shower for you. I was supposed to bring it out to you when I went and got that bundle of wood before Passover, and then I was such a rush that day I didn't have time to do that. But
No. No, Marcy.
But
Not unless you're using it that way.
I know you guys got that pickup truck, so if you happen to want to come here and we can load it up.
It's not leaven, but if you're using it to make something rise, I wouldn't do that. But baking soda is not.
What more? I have a question. Is baking soda and powder leaven? Yeah, no.
It's not. But if you're using it that way, I wouldn't use it to make something rise. You don't put yeast in cookies, but I'm not going to make cookies right now because it would make it rise.
Hey, Janet. They said on the news tonight that a fall quarantine is almost guaranteed. Sukkot. I'm going to Sukkot without quarantine or not.
Hey, we're still coming to your house, Zach. We'll just hide it. That would totally suck.
Michael, I will be home this week, every night this week, after Monday night. So
I have Julie's glasses too.
So
how would that even work?
So yeah, Michael, if you get a chance this week, want to come over and we can load it up in your truck, or it might be easier to try to the trailer's got sawdust on it.
I'm totally like bummed now
What?
about Saco. What happens if there's a quarantine during Saco?
We say, to heck with man's laws. We're going to follow God's laws. Right? Am I wrong?
Zach's neighbors don't. One of his neighbors don't like him. They would call and report him.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's going to make it off the mountain. Anyway.
That would. I honestly, though, okay, so this year for Passover, we did it completely by ourselves.
Oh, I was going to talk about that too.
Because of Eli running a fever, the hustlers decided not to come over. They stayed in their camper. And
Scott did come over to help assist with
they did
slaughter.
that, but they weren't going to come over. And their Passover was the next day anyways. They were just going to come over and do it with us. But I didn't like it.
Just us?
I didn't like it, just us. And you said you didn't either. You said it was weird.
Yeah, but it was different. It was not weird. It was just different because we're used to being with other people. We're used to being with other families. But this year was the first year that I did the slaughtering myself. This sheep was actually the first animal I've ever, well, I shouldn't say that's not the first. I gutted a deer one time like 20 years ago that had just got hit by a car.
You can come get stranded here.
But this is the first time, slitting the throat and all that.
So we prayed. I prayed. I started praying when you was doing it, and then you prayed.
Hey, Ben.
Now, mind you, I'm going to say the word. It was not a sacrifice. By any means, it was not a sacrifice. So, that being said, again, not a sacrifice. But you struggled.
Well, here's the deal. I want to make sure I did it right, and I didn't want to inflict any undue pain or suffering on the animal that, because I mean, you got to slit the throat no matter what, obviously. So there's going to be a minute amount of pain for that. But I want to make sure I did it right to where the animal didn't suffer and was flailing around and all that kind of stuff. And since this is the first time doing it, I've watched videos on it. Zach, you said, okay, just do it right here, whatever else. When I picked the lamb up,
he checked like 3 times. And then he's standing there, and I could tell he was crying.
Well, I was not standing. I was leaning
and
I was not crying.
Okay, well, you were sweating.
I was sweating. Sweat was dripping off of me.
But when you prayed, you were crying. It's okay to say you were crying.
I don't remember crying.
Okay. Anyways, so Scott's holding legs, and Dustin has the head. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, Dustin, do this already. Because normally I don't go out there for that. I don't like it. So I don't go out there for that. But I said, no, I feel like this year's different. We went out there. And so I heard Scott go 3, 2, 1. And as he said 1, Dustin went. But it was like he will say he didn't, but he needed that. Like you needed that countdown. You needed it to do it, because whether it was because you were nervous or whatever reason, you needed the countdown for the first one, because it's the first one that you've done.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure am I ready? Do I got my hand in the right position? Am I going to go the right way? Because I didn't want to, end up going in and hitting the spine and missing everything else and having to re-go. And yeah, so. But
I will totally say this year, though, it was the best lamb that we've had besides the first year.
I think I did a good job butchering it. I only had one little minor incident. Because like I said, I've watched Zach do it. I watched Kevin, do it.
Peed on.
Let me get to it.
I just now remembered.
Jeez.
Oh.
So, like Zach said, it's like anything. The more you do it, the easier it gets. I agree. And I hadn't done one before, but I watched plenty of videos on it, and so, I started at the top of the legs, I had the gambrel.
Don't say certain words, because it will not be family friendly.
I started at the, I had it on the gambrel, so started the legs and getting everything peeled away. And I watched several videos where like you get to a certain point that you can almost just shove your hand in between the hide, and the meat and just peel it right down. Well, hadn't quite got to that, got where I could do that. Then I got to a point where I could, I had it, peeled down and I got the hide all the way down around the head and cut that off. And then I opened up the abdomen and yeah, I was like, I didn't know he was over at the door. Didn't realize they can still run around. It was
Chickens.
Oh.
Anyways, he got peed on.
Stop. Let me tell it. So I cut open the gut and I had sliced off the part that's attached to the urethra. And so that was cut off at the, up between the legs. And then the guts part had fell down. Well, there still are pieces that, connected on the, close to the spine. So I was breaking stuff free, there's membranes or whatever, and there's the urine sac was still there. And it's like, okay, I need to remove that and cut that. And Scott's like, I would, pinch it off at the top and then slice it. And then that way there's no urine that gets out. Well, I was trying to break the stuff free around it. And I accidentally squeezed the urine sac. And the urethra was, it was down here. The urethra was right there. Squeezed the urine sac, pee shot out of it, and hit me in the chest. So I made the sheep accidentally pee on me post-mortem. But other than that, everything went fine. Went good. Shock collars. Dustin wearing a shock collar. Past the family friendly. Went past Gigi Race. No. Nah, it'll be fine.
Oh wow.
But anyway.
Well, if it is.
So yeah, that was the only incident I had. But it went good.
It was the best that you've cooked. And we didn't put any seasonings or anything on it.
The only thing I did do is I went and I clipped some
maple.
I clipped some maple. We have one maple tree here, so I clipped some branches that were coming down, fresh ones. Clipped them and then put them on the charcoal. So maybe you could put some maple flavor. I don't know if it did or not.
I don't know if it did, but
the meat was good.
I just thought the meat was better than it has been in the past.
Yeah.
So
anyway, but by the end of Passover, I mean, after doing all that, and the thing is I put it in a branch that I should have put it about 2 feet higher, because even with the gambrel pulled all the way up, by the time I got around to doing the head and the front hooves, I was down on my knees, working just off the ground, and so I wish it'd been up a little bit higher. But man, by the end of that day, I was wore out. My body was sore.
And you got really bad sunburn too.
Oh, I did. Yeah, really bad.
Hot.
My back of my neck was burnt. My face was burnt.
It's going nowhere. I was going to say something else and I stopped myself.
But anyhow, so yeah, I mean, Passover went well.
It just was different being by ourselves and not having people. We like having people over. And it was like so our first year we did by ourselves, and then we were 2 years.
Our first year we did by ourselves and didn't do anywhere close to near. We got lamb steaks and grilled them on the grill.
That was bright.
Ben said reading the chat without the context is weird. So, don't ask about the red poop.
But so the first year we did by ourselves, and that was when we were really new. And then we did 2 years with the Bowers and Looters. And then the
next year was
3
here.
Years we've done here. So this is our 6th one. So last 3 years we've done here. And the last 2 years we did with the Whitsons here. And so it just was lonely. I would rather have people. But I'm like that, even like Shabbat. Like, I like having Shabbat to ourselves, but I think that we've gotten so used to like having somebody here that sometimes it gets boring or lonely, I guess.
What did you think today was boring or lonely?
No, because I kicked your butt in Catan.
Ooh.
And we won. We played Pandemic and we won.
Yes.
Without the medic.
That was hilarious. I don't like large groups of people, but I like having like our friends, I guess. And so, but everybody's trying to like self quarantine and stuff, and I respect that too. And so, um, yeah.
Ben, could you see Eli over on the corner?
What did Eli do?
I don't know. Eli was coming over reading. I was wondering if he saw
said,
him
LOL, Eli.
peeking in. Oh, we can't see you. I don't know.
Why'd you say LOL,
Yeah,
Eli?
why'd you say LOL, Eli, Ben? Stop leaning in.
I heard his voice.
Oh.
See, I mean, personally, I like being home. I'm a homebody. I like being home. But we've always, for the last 4 years, 5 years, we've had people super close. So, going to make a turkey tomorrow. Got the air fryer that Philip got.
Ooh.
Well, we're coming to your house.
Hey, what about me?
I don't know.
I got to drive to Tennessee tomorrow. What did Michigan just do? I know we read it.
Michigan, Kentucky, and is it either Illinois or Indiana.
Said they're gonna have cops go out to churches tomorrow. Is that what it was?
Well, it's not just that. They've shut off all of the only thing you can buy is food. You can't buy seeds. You can't buy clothes. They've totally shut everything down.
Yay, socialism. We are so riled up we aren't doing our show because we would probably rant. You're probably right.
That's awesome.
What, the $1,000 fine to visit your family?
No, Zach got an air fryer and he's gonna do a turkey. I've been wanting a turkey. I want a traditional Thanksgiving meal. So years and years and years ago, I won't go into all the details of the dream, but years ago, remember I had a dream about Michigan. We were in
I don't remember the details of the dream.
We were in Fargo, and you met us in Fargo, and I brought you Chipotle. We were staying at a hotel.
I met you in Fargo?
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm not Fargo. I'm sorry. Bismarck. You met me in Bismarck, and I brought you Chipotle. We had been gone. It was after Momo's funeral. And we had been gone, and you met us in Fargo. We went in Bismarck, and then we spent the night there or something.
Well, the dream was about Michigan, but she's saying where she was at when
I'm
she had
saying
it.
where I was at. I'm trying to remember if you remember. Anyways, so I had a dream about Michigan, and this is before Torah anything. And the only things that I will say is that it was made very clear to get out of Babylon. Do you remember?
I told you I don't remember the details. No.
Okay.
You literally had to tell me the dream in order for me to remember.
I wrote it down because it was so weird.
Why don't you want to tell it?
Because I don't need to go into all the details. But it was that we needed to get out of Michigan.
Already out of Michigan?
We were already out of Michigan, but it was to never go back. Because at that time, we were talking about moving back to Michigan.
Okay.
Or I was wanting you to move back to Michigan. And so there was a lot of stuff. And I was like, never, ever. There's going to be a lot of stuff that happens there. I don't want any part of it. No, Fargo is in North Dakota.
Yeah.
That's where we were at.
I saw the Menards loophole. I did see that. You could order online and go and do the store pickup thing. That was awesome.
I can't read all of it. I'm really surprised with the way that Michigan is, the way that certain people are, and like Detroit and all that. I'm really surprised that like y'all are just or people are just letting it happen. Honestly.
Who's A.R. Gardner 9? It's not martial law. It's just quarantine.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to get uprooted, Ben.
I just know for us and our family, we won't ever. Pizza Man. Who's Pizza Man?
Pizza Man. Hey, there's Jessica. Hey, Jessica.
Anyhow,
Well, Ben, if you tie your parents up, they have no choice. They could come. Oh, somebody text me. Who is it? It's Josh. Josh, don't you know I'm doing a show? I saw this the other day, Josh. This is funny. Y'all know the movie The Princess Bride. You remember the priest that does the wedding? This guy, right? This guy. So this says quarantine. Quarantine is what keeps us from being together today. There was another one I saw that it said
matzo
something
pizza.
different.
I'm not a fan of matzo pizza.
I wanted to make matzo pizza today. I was gonna do that as a snack, and I didn't.
I don't like matzo pizza. I do like matzo crack though.
Oh,
Breadsticks.
Breadsticks pizza guy. Adam. Why does it say A.R. Gardner like he's from Arkansas? Are you planning on moving?
I still don't know.
Oh wait, no, A.R. His initials.
I still don't know who you're talking about.
Good Time Pizza people.
Oh,
Adam and the rap.
Yes.
I seen AR and I'm thinking Arkansas, not your initials, Adam.
To our question, if you feel it's time to go but parents won't leave, would I be obligated to stay with them or leave to protect my own kids? Stuff I never used to think about. Why would you need to stay? I guess I don't understand why you would feel the need, like why you would feel the need to stay.
In that situation, I would think about Lot escaping the city. If you feel like you're being called to go and you disobey, what could be the consequences?
I guess I look at it is that like I get that we're supposed to like it says to honor our parents and I understand that. However,
here comes the butt.
I guess I don't look at it as my responsibility. If I know we're supposed to go somewhere and we're supposed to do something, then I don't if they don't want to go, they don't want to go. I've been trying to get my mom to move here for years. She wants me to move there. I would never uproot my family to go there because I know it wouldn't be the best situation. The better situation would be for her to come here, not for me to go there.
Yeah.
But we're in a kind of a different situation because the fact that we're already away from them. But your parents pretty much followed us to North Dakota.
Followed us all over the country.
They followed us to North Dakota and then they followed us here. I think if we decided to go somewhere that we would probably try to talk your dad into going with us.
Yeah. Josh says he tells the girls the fifth commandment stands in us. They are asking him to do something illegal, immoral, unethical, or unbiblical. Illegal in whose eyes? God's eyes or the state's eyes? I'd say God's eyes, right? See, Ben said, to us, a part of the decision-making clues have to do with our parents' response. Right now, I work with my dad, and we live next door. Yeah, you guys are definitely in a different situation there.
I can understand like in that if that, but I don't know. I'm not. I'm just yeah. Nope. I think it depends on the situation with you and your family.
I'll say this though, Kathy just said a minute ago, I'm my mother's caregiver. She doesn't have another move in her. She's getting weaker day by day.
That's different.
Right. But I would say though that if it is time to flee and God is saying it's time to flee,
you're gonna make her go with you.
God will give her the strength to make it to where she's able to go. Isn't there a verse something about strengthening the bones? Zach, what's that verse about strengthening the bones? Not the one about flesh being put on the bones. There's got to be another one. Be a serious man for us to leave them, so it would really have to be a clear choice between them and our children, and we would have had to exhaust our persuasions. No idea. Need more info. I'll Google it. Zach Bauer failed me. I'll have to Google it.
See, that's the thing. I think it depends on the situation. I mean, for us, it was made very clear that this is where we needed to go. So whether our parents went or not, we were coming. And I do believe one day my mom will end up coming here. It's just getting her to do it. It's the problem. Proverbs 3, 7 through 8.
Yeah, I was just looking at Proverbs 3, 8. Let's see if it was the one I was thinking of.
I can hear it.
Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear Yahovah and depart from evil. It'll be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. Let's read that in the scriptures. But that is, I believe, the verse. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear Yahovah and turn away from evil. It is healing to your navel and moistening to your bones.
But so even in the sense of, okay, so Jess said, I agree with that. Unless you are caring for a parents because they are unable to, if Yah says to go, go. I agree with that. But if he tells you to go and he knows that you're their caregiver, he wouldn't tell you to go unless you could take them with you, in my opinion. Is that the verse you were talking about?
I think that's what I was looking for. Yep.
It's starting to rain harder.
I hear it.
I wonder if the Hutzlers made it home. Get their chairs.
Better make sure the front door's shut. Oh yeah, bring their chairs in too. The grill is shaking?
The wind is blowing, y'all.
Yeah, I don't want to go out there.
Why?
The wind's blowing really hard.
Get their chairs so the chairs don't blow away.
I told y'all to do them earlier. Anyhow, anything else? I would just pray that the Father would also change their hearts. That he would give them desire to go with you.
Right.
That's what I would pray for. That he would give them the desire to do whatever the Father is leading you to do with your family. Because we know he can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still kind of bummed about Sukkot.
There's nothing to be bummed about. We're still having a Sukkot.
Would Zach still have a Sukkot?
Yes. Zach
Zach-
would still have a Sukkot.
Would you still have Sukkot?
Zach would still have a Sukkot. Zach would lock the gate. Matt would lock his gate.
That's what I would pray for, Ben, is that if you're called to go, if he wants you to go, that he would call them to do the same. Do you hear it?
Oh, yeah.
Look, the TV moved. Y'all, it's raining hard.
Is it raining Eli or just windy?
Both.
Both? Both.
Depends on what the punishment is.
Feels like a tornado out there.
Hey, we can be at your place and have 6 feet apart. Just saying. And be 6 feet apart.
Doesn't even look that bad on the
It's cold. It's supposed to be cold, though. That's the thing.
60 degrees out. It's not that cold.
It will be. Last night it got freezing cold. I didn't turn the heat on. It was like 50 something in here this morning.
You should step out there, good.
Yeah, I don't need to. I'm in here doing this.
I dare
Yeah,
you.
we're probably. It always goes around us, though.
I dare you.
Anyways, it's supposed to
Excuse
be
me.
in the 20s. No, 30s. It's supposed to be in the 30s this week.
We can't play Mafia that way 6 feet apart.
That would be interesting. Nobody would hear anything. We should try playing Mafia 6 feet apart.
They will drone us by that. Well, we'll just have shotguns for the drones.
That is very good, true point, Ben.
Ben said also for people to come to Sukkot, everyone needs to be careful because there has been people coming sick before and getting the whole camp sick.
It just needs to be invite over. Invite only. Ooh, 10 centimeters of snow?
That's like 5 inches.
No.
Know what?
I want snow.
Yes. Yes, please.
Josh said to get a camel cover order now so you have it by Sukkot.
Anyhow.
Well, I think we're going to call it quits, folks. You look like you're bored. You're over there playing with that string.
I'm not bored. I just don't. We can talk about much. Well, except for inappropriate things.
Excuse me.
I won at Catan today.
We did something different. We can explain that.
We did do something different.
So we played just the three of us. We played with the 6-player expansion.
You should just pull
But
up the
what-
picture on your phone.
What we did was we took the original tiles for the 4-person board. We did them around the outer edge, and then you had 3 left over. We did them in the center. And then all the expansion tiles, we turned them upside down so they were blue like the water. So we played like we were playing Seafarers, where you have the fog island where you have to go out to it and then you turn it over.
But you just had to get a road touching
You had to
it.
get a road going along it, not to it, but along it.
Yeah.
And then you can flip it over. So we played that, and then we played to 14 points.
And I won. And we played Pandemic, and we won.
Mm-hmm. Stop playing with these.
Sorry.
But if I could have held on to
Longest road.
you wouldn't have won. Or at least you wouldn't have won as soon. I had 2 victory points in the pocket. And I would have been at 11 points.
Mm-hmm. Well, I could have won way before then, but I rolled a 7 at one point. But before then, I was the only one with cities on my board, which didn't even make sense.
I couldn't get ore to save my life.
But it didn't even make sense that I had cities because of the fact that I didn't have any ore.
You kept,
But I kept turning.
She had a 2-for-1 brick port and a 2-for-1 sheep port, and she kept turning those in
and I had cities
get-
on those. So I was like, boom, 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 boom.
to get her ore for her cities. And I could never get enough wheat and ore at the same time to get a city, but I'd have like, there at the end, I bought 4 development cards right there towards the end. I bought because I had like 2 wheat, 2 sheep, and 2 ore, and I'm like, and then I had a few other things. I'm like, I can't go through another round with all these cards in my hand. I'm going to have to throw them away for the robber, and I never had to throw cards away for the robber. I always had less than I always had
did
7
like
or less.
5 or 6 times. And Eli couldn't get squat. Every time he'd get cards, we'd do the robber. There's lightning.
Is this plugged in the surge protector?
Yeah.
Is the laptop too? Okay, we're good then.
There's the thunder.
There's the thunder.
It's time to go night-night. I hate storms.
That shook the house. I feel that vibrating in my back. Well, we're gonna go. We're gonna get off of here in case the power goes out. And well, of course, the laptop will still work even if the power goes out. Because the internet's wireless and the laptop will have a battery.
But
the TV would turn off.
I don't like storms. I want to go crawl in bed.
We're glad you're here, Wheatree. We're glad you enjoyed the show.
Even with all our craziness.
Right? So good night, everyone. Hope you had a good week. Hope you have a good first fruits. Starting, well, a couple hours ago now at this point. And we will see you all next week. Do we have any plans for next week for Shabbat? Are we going anywhere?
Nope.
Anybody coming
Not
here?
as of yet.
Not as of yet. Okay. I need to go to bed because I got to get up tomorrow and mow more lawn and then drive to Tennessee. So, and then I'll be back Monday night. So.
Been real rough.
Good night, everybody. We love you all. Make sure if you haven't, hit that thumbs up before you leave. And
stay safe.
Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Stay home.
You don't have to stay home unless you really, really want to.
You need to stay home.
Unless you live in communist Michigan, then maybe you should stay home.
You need to stay home.
So.
And stay home and stay safe.
Wash your hands. Don't touch your face or your eyes, your nose, your mouth.
As he touches everything.
So.
After he shook somebody's hand yesterday that works in the medical field. Turd. I ordered some masks. I'm going to make you wear some.
We have masks. We've had masks for years.
Well, you can take them with you and you need to wear them. We are going to practice civil disobedience.
Ha! Good call. I'm going to Walmart and hang out.
It's closed. You have to wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, Walmart closes at like, what, 10:30, I think?
8:30.
8:30? Okay. On that note.
Bye, Felicia.